Oh, gotta place some stone. Quick, get it built. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no.
Excuse
Quick.
me.
More stone. Quick. Quick. Place it down. Oh, what is it? Oh,
Excuse me.
Oh, King Brownie. King Brownie. How are you?
I
Hello.
I
Hello.
have
Hello
come to
there.
check the progress, and it seems the progress is not very
Oh no, I'm shaking
progress.
from nerves. No, no. Oh, look, the castle is floating. Look, it's magical. It's magical at the moment. It's a floating magical castle. But I'm working hard. See, look how many blocks I'm placing. Oh no. Oh, please don't beat me, sir. Please don't
Um,
beat me.
well, it does seem to be working very hard for you, but I am still not very happy.
Oh no! Oh dear. Well, what can I do to make recompense for my sins of inactivity and lack of productivity? Perhaps maybe a tour of the world, see the sights of this amazing place. Is that something that would please you, oh King Brownie, sir? Let me bow. Let me do the shift bowing. Yes, sir.
Um,
Sir, will that?
actually, you know what? That sounds whoop.
Oh
That sounds
wow! How do you?
fantastic.
Oh, so you could fly? Oh
Yes,
my
I can.
God!
I can. I can't. I thought I
Oh.
took that off, but I guess I did it.
Oh, that's great. Well, you're king and divine and magical all in one. Sounds perfect. You sound.
Oh,
Welcome, mate. How
hello.
are you?
I'm pretty good. How
Oh,
are you?
can you see me? Oh, yes, you can. Here,
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
set it to
yeah,
this angle.
yeah,
Yep, there we go.
yeah, yeah, yes. You like my crown?
I love your crown. Your crown is slightly ill-fitted, but I do love it. It
Yeah, the guy that was trying to fit me for the crown mismeasured and got me like 2 sizes too big. So we're gonna have to refit
ah,
this. But for the time being,
okay.
I like it so much I'm gonna wear it.
It's still look. It gives you that air of authority, and that's all that matters.
That
You know, all
that
yeah, that's
horse
all that
was doing
matters.
some break dancing over there. He was doing some spinning. It was pretty intense. I get oh
Oh,
there
there
he
he
goes
goes
again.
again.
So this is
Yeah.
this is what do you call this? This is the Mad Dog's Monuments, right?
This is MADDOG'S
Oh
Monuments, mate.
man.
Welcome to my single player world. This is something that I'm just playing around with at the moment. One of my builds in progress, which yeah, as you can see, I did the whole scar thing and built it slightly off the ground, and now I'm landscaping up to it. And you know, you gotta pay homage to the real kings of Minecraft, being the likes of
Absolutely.
Scar and likes, and do as they
Absolutely.
say. This is my this is a little sort of build that I've got going on over here, and but yeah, I think let me just chuck some stuff away and let's go over and I'm gonna I was gonna say I'll put my better armor on, but I don't think we need to worry about that because I'm just gonna go into creative here, and there we
Ooh.
go.
I'm gonna leave this horse
Cheats.
here in the castle. So
Sounds good. Sounds good.
you can stay there, buddy. And this armor's getting kind of sweaty, but I like the crown, so I'm gonna leave it on.
Yes, sounds good. I like it too. I will also. Yes, no, that's good. Okay, well, welcome, mate. Welcome
Awesome.
to the MADDOG'S Monuments. Follow me. We're going to head back to where it all began, and we'll have a bit of a tour and tell you all about the cool things that I've been doing here in this world. So,
I'm so
uh,
excited. I've been watching this since you started this, and I love I love every bit of it. It's
oh,
definitely a
thank,
very fun series for me. So
oh, well, it's been an absolute joy for me, and it's been something that I have to say I've was a real game changer for me, leaving the sort of World's Night and Biffa Patreon servers and deciding to branch out and do my own thing and actually playing single player world. I'd actually never played single player Minecraft on PC on Java before.
wow,
So this was it. This is my very
this is
first
your first
world.
one.
This is
Wow.
my first world, so I sort of went all out with it to a certain degree. But anyway, don't pay any attention to my broken iron farm.
Yeah. Rip. R.I.P.
What I do love is how all of the villagers despawned or got attacked, except the only nitwit that I had. Even the
Only
game, even the game hates nitwits. It's like It's the
Yeah,
only one, and it was
he's just kind of
all the.
stuck up here like, I don't know what else to do. Hey,
It's like,
buddy.
only one, only one.
Oh, you gotta
So
love it.
anyway, that was fun.
Gotta
So
love it.
let me tell
Yes.
you about my world.
All
So
right.
I was doing big builds on servers and getting burnt out, and I wanted something that I could sort of jump from smaller build to smaller build. I don't have a huge amount of time per world. I play this world, play World of Odium. I've got my own Patreon server. I also play other games. I stream it all, which does help a little bit with the productivity because you get more content creation out of every hour you put into it. But I wanted something where I could sort of effectively jump from sort of medium-sized build to medium-sized build in the world and sort of integrate it all in as part of a sort of a single lore in the wider world. So yeah, that's what Mad Dog's monuments are. Monuments meaning sort of small and medium-sized builds. Yeah, and that's the idea. So
Yeah, and
should
I
we?
love this idea. This is yes, I love it. I love it. Yes, let's hear this.
Yeah, so the whole idea is also this. The whole idea I have behind it is that there's this sort of nameless character that I have. I'm going to back up so you can keep following me while things reveal in the background. Is it cinematic? Is it looking cinematic? I hope it's looking
Yeah,
cinematic.
it
There we
looks
go.
pretty beautiful. I don't remember
So,
what
oh,
yeah. I don't
I
remember
love
what
the leaves.
the what is the key for there's a cinematic key
Yes,
in
it's
Optifine. And I
um,
can't remember. C is
what
zoom.
is it?
That's the
Yeah,
zoom
see
key.
Zoom. I thought it was V or X or V. No, I'm not sure. I can't remember. I've used it before, and I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, so the whole idea of this is that there's sort of like this nameless character who's sort of each build is sort of part of the story that this character is sort of living. He's a shipwrecked. He's been shipwrecked in this new world. Doesn't know where he is. He's washed upon the shores of these first three small islands here that are very close to the spawn island and represented my first sort of builds on the server. And on the world, sorry, having moved away from the servers that I was playing on, and these are is a monastery. This is the monastery of the three sisters, being the three sort of three sort of female sea gods that these people worship, and they sort of have delivered the character to these shores battered and bruised and but surviving the shipwreck. And so this was really just a tower build that was really just a first sort of storage setup.
Mm-hmm.
And a bit of a two-story sort of thing where you could sort of have. I've still got quite a bit of storage in here for sort of like books and things like that, but also then a little bit of a. If you go right up to the very top, a little bit of a lookout on this first one.
Ooh.
So you can sort of get up to the very top and have a bit of a look around, sort of see what's happening in the world, which it's very quite high, and I like the idea. But if you go back down to the bottom here, you can see there's sort of like this little rickety wooden bridge walkway that sort of extends across to the second tower, and this is where if we go into this one is where I've got my world map that I've been working on in here. So this is my world map room.
Wow, okay.
Still working on it, still filling in some gaps as I sort of expand out. But this is pretty much all the major builds that I've done. And as you can see, I've stuck to a pretty tight sort of area in the world. And there we are, right at the very top. You can sort of see that green little dot there. And as I said, sort of jump from build to build to build. If we got over here, this one over here, you can see that castle that we were just at up the top there. We got the towers up there on there at the very top. And you got all these other little builds, as I said, jump from, maybe 100, 200 meters apart, 200 blocks apart, really. And yeah, that's sort of been the idea of the whole thing. There's also some journal articles or some journal books that are in some of the builds. Not all of them yet. I'm still working through sort of the story and they change. But if you sort of go back here.
Oh, this is cool.
What's that?
You got this like little pond cave type of deal thing. That's
yeah.
This is gorgeous. Oh wow.
This was actually a natural sort of just a hole in the wall that I decided to, you know what, I'm going to keep that just to create a point of interest when you're walking past and also create a little bit of green closer to the towers. Yeah, no, I really like that. I thought that looked really good. And obviously I went through and I stripped out pretty much all of the ugly blocks out of these two or three
What?
mountains
What?
as
You
well.
think diorite's ugly?
Oh, shh, shh. What are you talking about? I didn't say that. I could have been talking about stone or something. What are you talking about?
Well, you're clearly not talking about stone because there's a
No,
bunch
I'm
of
not.
stone over
There's a lot of stone there. Moving on, moving on.
moving
No.
on, moving on.
But yeah, one of the things that I have done is I've got these sort of books in a couple of different spots. Here, I'll drop one down here for you. And so the whole idea is that there's actually a story behind all of this, and sort of like a journal, sort of like Lord of the Rings, Dungeons and Dragons type of lore of this character, and the things that he sees and what each place is and the lore behind it and all those types of things. So it's not finished. I haven't got them in everywhere yet, but that's something that I'm sort of working on, and that helps just to keep me motivated with the different parts of the build.
Oh yeah. I'm just cycling through so the viewers on my side can actually like pause the video and take a look at each
And
page
have a read. That's right.
because
Sounds good.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful. All right. I'll hand that back to you.
Yes, sounds good.
I don't know where.
And
it
I will.
goes.
I actually I made the mistake if you take a book in creative mode and you actually like try and hit it out of a item frame, it actually destroys the book.
Oh.
It doesn't actually release the book out of item frame, so that's a spare. So anyway,
Okay.
bye bye.
Okay.
So if you follow me this way, so our character basically was given some provisions, a small boat, and he is making his way along the waters here, where he came over to this spot over here, where you can see a little bit of additional landscaping, a little bit of additional foliage, those types of things. All this has started, as you can see, from the ocean floor in 1.12.2. So that's sort of when the world started, and these first few builds sort of fit in with that. And this is a fully artificial cave, so there was no cave here when I came across this. This is entirely artificial, and all I did was basically do what I did back over in the other islands, and I basically found like granite, diorite, or andesite, and I just mined it and sort of followed where it led me. And then that sort of gave me the shape of the cave. And then I just basically, work things around.
Wow.
So
this is awesome as far as that goes. I saw this little, it goes up here.
so it's quite, because of that, it's quite organic in terms of the design. So this is leads sort of out the back entrance, or exit, which we'll go through in a second. But if you follow me down, it's a couple of things of note, I guess, in this sort of area. Back sort of in the entrance here. Firstly, one of the reasons I picked this spot was because I have a skelly spawner. Right on the surface here.
Oh, very nice.
So this was a drowning I've gone through the nether portal. Just hang on a second. Let me return. Don't cut it.
Welcome
and
back.
I'm back. Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a nothing happened. So this was originally a drowning trap.
They're all down here. Okay, yeah.
Because originally you could drown skellies, and then obviously in 1.13 you can't drown them anymore, which of course makes more sense because they have no lungs. So this is just now a grinder, and or I use the cap limit to let them AFK there in a little AFK room here. So this is sort of the functional part of the build, but then you've got areas to just come back out, and you sort of follow me down here a little bit.
All right.
These guys, the whole idea of the story of this area is that this cave system is occupied by a group of corsairs who raid shipping in the nearby area and take people hostage, rob them, try to ransom them back. So we've got this little sort of living quarters area here, very makeshift. You've got their parts of their dark armor that they wear, and then you've also got things like up here, you got a little kitchen sort of area here where you've got some things being cooked and random foods being added in. And then if you follow this this pathway along here, you get down to where their loot and plunder is stored. So you've got all of these different things. Most of this is empty, but hello. Hashtag 1.14 problems.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Is this like it's a trap chest? Okay,
it's a trap chest. Yeah.
That's
so this was
why
a
it's
place
doing
originally. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this was placed originally when you had to have two chests side by side like that, or you couldn't put two chests side by side without them joining. So yeah, so that's part of all of that. But you've also got these sort of gold and other items
Oh yeah.
and
Very
diamonds and
nice.
things in that as well in there. So yeah, so anyway,
I like that
that's the
gold.
idea.
That gold's calling to me.
Yes, I know. I had that feeling. So Brownie or King Brownie.
King Brownie.
So anyway, the idea and the idea of the lore in this particular part is that our intrepid traveler was taken hostage and he was put into the cell up here. Oh, and I'm breaking things. He's put into the cell up here in this little place, and of course the Corsairs got horribly drunk one night, left the cell door open, so he made a mad dash out the through the cave, sneaking through, case that he would get heard, grab some very rudimentary provisions from this little cache that's here, and exited out of the back of the build here. And this is
Oh,
and so yeah, that's the idea behind that sort of area. And yeah, I really like it. It was an entirely like underground build, and I really liked that.
I remember the episode where you actually had the story of him like escaping, and just running through it gave me like a whole bunch of nostalgia for that. So
Oh,
like
that's
I
cool.
was definitely feeling that. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that's the idea. Like I watch those things back whenever I'm like wanting inspiration and wanting to sort of get enthused by it all. So, and this obviously build is very close to where we started, just over there. We can sort of see the castle starts coming into
Oh yeah.
into
Okay.
view over there. So we're only like, as I said, 300 or 400 sort of blocks
Hmm.
sort of between these builds, which helps sort of integrate the story. So anyway, he makes his escape. He travels along the waterfront here, hugging the coast before starting to cut inland through these trees, and he starts seeing a rooftop over on in the hill over here.
Oh yeah.
And this is where we start getting into the abandoned mansion, which was my third build in this area.
Hmm.
This was a sort of drawing homage from a what's it called, a woodland mansion type of build, but and I just at this point in time I just wanted to build a house. You know what I mean? Like how
Yeah.
you just want to build.
Absolutely.
This was my building a house. So you can see the roof, the walls are all sort of beaten up. It's clearly been abandoned, and yeah, and
But
then
this
it's fully.
the lanterns are still going like nobody's business. Wow.
Yes, absolutely, magical lanterns.
Magic lanterns.
Yes. And so you've got, in normal sort of interiors, you've got a sort of dining table area in here, and which looks good with my customary side,
Oh yeah.
glass
Absolutely.
in item frames. That's
The
a Mad Dog.
Oh yeah. Love it.
That's a Mad Dog trademark. I'll claim that
I
one.
stole that in season 1 of Odium.
That's right.
In the
Love
church.
it. A little bit of a lounge area, and we've got a little bit of an annex over here, which
Oh
is the
nice.
like a little study type of area, which looks very cool. And then if you head back to the main sort of staircase in the center, you sort of take advantage of some of the large paintings. You've got
Oh
a
nice.
sort of master bedroom in here,
Oh wow. This is a
and
huge bed.
absolutely. Fit for a manor, fit for a lord,
Hmm.
in terms of size. Some, just decorations, a little bit of a wash basin, things like that. A little bit of a dirty clothes basket over here. So yeah, stuff like
Hey,
that.
this guy has a crown too.
He has a crown too. There you go. There you go.
I don't
This could
really
be
know
your residence.
how that crown fits on that armor stand, but
That's yeah.
it just
Well, I'd say that this could be your house, but considering what happens to the occupants, which I'll get to in a second, no, I'll retract that.
yeah.
But this is sort of like another upstairs living area. As you can see, there's some, it's starting to break down. There's some busts here, using the old armor stand
Oh
and
yeah, inside
pushing
the
it into a
block.
trick
Hmm.
inside the block thing. They were slightly askew, and I was going to change them, but then I decided, no, I'm going to leave it. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not too
I'm happy
bad.
with that.
I like
Yeah. So
the fact that it kind of looks like something has happened where it's been moved off kiltered.
yeah,
So
like it's almost like the place has been tossed, and
yeah, exactly.
and people have come in and done these some devious actions, and in fact, that actually is very close to the truth, because if you notice some of this redstone
Hmm.
It's not redstone. It's blood. Oh
Oh.
dear. And the reason is because this house was built atop of a very evil location, a cave that exists directly underneath the
Oh
house,
no.
and that is led to down here, which is where my nether portal is for this whole area.
Oh wow.
This nether portal
Oh my
services
gosh.
services this broader area, and yeah, this is where the nether has spilt forth from the well, it's spilt forth into the overworld,
Oh my
and so
gosh.
got a very classic sort of you know what's
Nether.
called sort of nether fortress
Yeah.
type of appearance to it, and then
Oh, this
also got
looks
this
awesome.
the tendril, which you might
Yes.
recognize what those tendrils are from.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, it's this place is not good. So our character sort of tried to go upstairs and into the house and tried to find himself some solace and some respite, and alas, was started hearing these calls, these echoes of in his mind, and he was sort of starting to get. He found this cave and came down, and all of a sudden found himself confronted with this evil encroaching upon the overworld,
Oh
and
wow.
the voices were telling him to enter the portal, and he was resisting, and eventually he passes out just before he enters the portal and to his demise. And that is the end of that part of the
Oh
of
wow.
the person's journey, because he wakes up very close nearby, but we have to sort of travel up and over the tree line over here to
Oh.
see where he finds himself. And this is the lake town. This is my really it's really drawn in inspiration sort of Lord of the Rings, but the whole idea of this is that as the character sort of moves through the world, they sort of realize that there's a pestilence, there's a plague upon the world that he's found himself in. The undead are rising, and some of the people have sort of moved out onto the water, or onto the water, or to the lake to give themselves some protection. So you can see these little watchtowers in some of the corners here,
Oh yeah.
and yeah. So the whole idea of this is the lake town, and yeah, we've got a few different builds here. We've got the tavern, the Captain Cornflakes, more after one of my named after one of my patrons. The tavern, which is this larger sort of build in the center. Most of the places have interiors except for the manor house, but this one here is my
Oh
is my
nice.
tavern. So with the large keg here in the corner,
Oh perfect.
and the bar and some seating upstairs. Yeah, nice little spot. Been playing around. You can see I've got a lonesome lantern in the center of the chandelier there. I'm just playing around with that at the moment as
Oh
to whether I
yeah.
want to swap that out or not. But
Yeah, I
the
don't
good
know.
thing
That
about
that would be
this,
kind of difficult to figure out, but I
yeah,
love it.
I don't think it works quite well, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
but anyway, this I came back to this world, this particular build, when it was one point, well, when the lanterns were created. So therefore, every light on the build has now been swapped over for a lantern, because why not?
Exactly. I'm like in the process of doing that because they look so
Yeah.
good.
Oh, they do. They fit the build style that I've got going here as well, which is cool.
Oh
So you
yeah.
got a clock tower in the center. You've got some market stalls. You've got some sort of tiny little sort of townhouses over here, all with interiors, so like row houses or terrace houses, sort of little two-story things. I blew two of these up when the lighting glitches were happening,
Oh
which was
gosh.
fun.
I had that. Like I never had the experience of like the mobs attacking me, but I had lighting glitches. Luckily where I was working there were none, so I got
Oh, well, that's
lucky.
very yes, that is
Yeah.
very fortunate. I tried to
Very
avoid a lot of
lucky.
my because I realized how much of it I'd built
Mhm.
with roofs on,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden, yeah. So and then you sort of travel down this area. All this is also at the is on the bottom slab, so it just gives you that extra level of protection. So at night, I get that dim lighting,
Mhm.
but then everything else around here is pretty much on the bottom slab, so we don't get any spawns here, which is good. So
And
just a little boat.
I also love the stairs. The
Oh yeah, the
occasional stair
little
popping up. That's pretty nice touch too, cuz it's you get a little bit of a bump, makes sense. Maybe they've repaired it and something's popped up. A floorboard has popped up or something.
Exactly. A little bit of jungle wood for
Absolutely.
discoloration. And so this is where the ship's dock, and we've got effectively a little warehouse thing down here where we've got just a whole heap of different items being stored. Yeah. Here's another crown.
Oh,
Here's another a gold crown down here for you, Brownie.
that.
So
Look at that.
come and collect that.
Looks
there you
very
go.
good. Very good.
Yeah, it does. Suits it quite nicely. So
Absolutely.
anyway, so the whole idea is our character has woken up here, and he's woken up here having almost succumbed to the temptations of the nether goddess or succubus who was trying to lure him to his doom. And he finds out that no, the world is not over here in this part of the world or this continent he's in all is not well, and this lake town is fighting a losing battle against the undead, and we've got these little sort of watchtowers here where they are sort of shooting out and trying to defend the location, but alas, it's a losing battle, and so the Lord of the Lake, the person who sort of lives in this larger manor house here, which I haven't actually decorated yet, but the Lord of the Lake, who is the king or the prince who's in charge of this sort of settlement, he tasks our character with trying to set off into the world and trying to find a cure to the plague that has beset them. So yeah, that's the idea of this build.
It's very nice. Like I love the fact that as your character's moving along, there's a reason why he's moving to the next location. It's very nice.
Exactly.
It moves the story along, and it gives you a reason to go on this adventure. I love it.
Absolutely.
This is also a gorgeous town. Like, I love this.
Well, this was an attempt. I wanted to go. I use a lot of stone brick and stone. This is 100% wood, as you can see, with the exception of a little bit of wool. This is a wood build, and that was sort of the idea, was that if you're on a lake, then what are you going to be using? Well, you're going to be using timber that you've felled from the shoreline and that you've been able to sort of bring from downstream, and that sort of guides the building materials that are involved. So yeah. Anyway, that's the idea behind that one, which I really like. And there's no farms or anything in this one. This is purely an aesthetic build. So yeah.
Very nice.
So our character, you do. Oh, absolutely. And in fact, the further on in the world I get, the more aesthetic they get. So that fits quite nicely.
I know that feeling. Absolutely.
So the idea now is that our character actually sets off by boat, and he makes his way along here through the waters, and then over on the horizon here we come up to the next build, which is the